Bum, bottom, bottom, bottom. I genuinely do really enjoy that music. I'm glad that we picked this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Friday. Friday night. We're talking Rams. I am Tuna, one half of the show. Sheriff Joe Baggs is going to roll in here eventually. We're talking roster needs, depth spots, how are they going to fill in, what are the priorities, a little bit of draft talk. Let's keep things simple. I want everyone to remember my favorite four-letter, is it acronym? What is it? What's it when letters stand for something?
Yep,
Keep it
correct.
simple, stupid.
Yeah,
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yes.
Keep it simple, stupid. We're at the point of the offseason where as we get closer and closer to the draft, everything's complicated. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's like, no, but this guy's better. This guy's better. And we lose sight of what's important. Is the guy good at football? And can you help your team win? Sheriff Joe Baggs, happy Friday. Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely phenomenal, man. It's actually been a pretty good week. I had 2 back-to-back weeks where I didn't do 5 days at work. So feeling incredible. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's feeling good, dude. Today's actually cold. It's actually chilly today. Let me check. I know for you're dying right now. 40
Colorado
degrees.
weather. Colorado
40
weather.
degrees in Colorado, and it's been unseasonably hot this winter, so I'm digging it, man. It's cool.
Yeah, we're also struggling here in Los Angeles. It is a
Nice.
blizzard of a 72-degree temperature weather right now, and making it even ice colder. There's a gentleman in the chat that is ice cold himself. Golden Rambuzz. Hello. Good morning. Or not good morning. Good evening. I'm losing my mind. It's been a long week. Been a long week. We got a chance to hang out with Fan of the Year. And was that last week? Was that a whole week ago? Yeah, popped on stream with him, talked for a while, talked about Super Bowl experience. So glad to see him in the chat. And howdy, Paul. How are you living? Yeah. All right.
Oh.
We're in the dead of the offseason to where we're just making fun of Dan Orlovsky or we're finding things to talk about with the Rams. What do you think?
Yeah, we're not yet to the what I call just like the black hole of the offseason, which is more June. But we're definitely getting into the trenches, man. The only thing that we got going for us right now, and that's like what's worse about the black hole of the offseason, is that you don't have like anything to look forward to except for camp. And that's just like your team's already set, your roster's there. You're just kind of waiting for dudes to show up at this point, you know. But right now, what we're doing is we're still dealing with free agency. We're still adding in pieces here and there. We're still talking about the upcoming draft. So that's the good news. And yes, Ray, absolutely Rams house, man. You are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So yeah, I'm feeling good about it though, man. As far as where this team is at right now in this dead time, because it could be very stressful like it is for some fan bases where they're like, can we do something, guys? But we don't really need to do much, which is nice.
Yeah, there's some fan bases, man, that I still lurk the subreddits. I'll find weasel my way into their Twitter spaces to put my ear to the ground like my ancestors used to. And since we are on stolen land, you're on stolen land. I'm not.
I don't know, man.
I'm not. I'm the stolen from me.
It feels
stolen from me.
Stolen.
Like you just put yourself in this, like you got to take a step back sometimes to look at across the landscape that is the NFL and kind of be appreciative. I did that big 32 teams in 32 days. I wrote for the Rams review on Reddit and the NFL subreddit. And part of it was like, man, as frustrating as those losses were, you do got to take a step back and realize football is a lot of fun as an LA Rams fan right now. You could be a Browns fan. You could be, other top teams. I don't know, the Eagles. The Eagles got a lot of turmoil going on for a team that wins a lot. You can be a Dolphins fan who you have zero idea what the hell they're going to be next year. It's tough tough going for some teams. Meanwhile, here, what's the big issue? Oh no, our linebacker 2, we can be better. Oh no, our right tackle, he's too young and he's too strong. We need a backup for him. Oh no, he got too good too fast. Like there's the problems here are kind of like make you feel like you're in a first world country if you're a Rams fan. Just
Dude, I mean, and you absolutely nailed it. It is like our weak spot that we're actually talking about is these gentlemen who are fantastic football players. So let's mention that part of it. Omar Spates, Bromar Spates, if you will, coming in as a UDFA, and I mean, dude, his quick story so far, because he's still fresh into the NFL, you know what I mean? So him coming in and wiggling into a starting role, that's absolutely phenomenal. And then you got Big Warren over there, man. That's I think I was talking to Brett about this. Is like, dude, he was our best right tackle last year. What are you talking about? We need to. Yeah. It's like It's like, yeah, we all love Big Rob, and I didn't want to see him go. I'd be happy to see him back with us for many, many more years. But when Warren McClendon came in, I think that the line got better. And so the fact that that's being talked about is like one of our needs is like, oh, you guys don't watch ball. Okay, you guys have just passed ball on the sidewalk. You haven't met, so I'm trying. I'm running out of those. I don't know how many more of those I've got in me, but I'm still. I'll pull. It'll be good. But Warren's dope, dude. I like him at right tackle.
Warren's good. I'm a little bit more critical on Spates. Love that it's one of those players where it does test what you want and what you appreciate about a team when you're talking about the depth spots. Where obviously we'll preface this first and foremost before we get into it. If you have not subscribed, if you're not following, if you haven't shared anything that we've done,
then you're dead to us.
I was going to say it's okay. There's always a time to start. That's aggressive. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. No, what Tuna said, not me.
Dad is in a bad mood. Listen to mom. Mom says, it's okay, honey. You can do better next time. But no, like and subscribe. It gets you up to date with the notifications if they work, unless you're Muad'Dib, apparently, that never gets our notifications. Who I think he's got some projects coming up starting. I'm excited for Muad'Dib. Excited to see what he's got going on. If you have not seen it, Sheriff Joe Baggs, you should talk to him. But then also an update. Our last giveaway we did, there was communication error. So I reached out to Gary Combs. He won it. Let him know, hey, that'll get to you next week. I talked to Victory Vault today. They shipped him one out again today in his size. So you got that. Okay. Yeah, and we're going to be doing future giveaways as well, especially once the changes come to our show very soon here. But getting into it, I think I'm pretty critical on Spates. I think Spates is a really, really good example of what is missing and what the abilities are of that inside linebacker room. Straight line speed, great. It's more the lateral quickness. It's more the once he's in space. Can he be a sphere of influence when a guy's in front of him? I know that missed tackle in the playoffs is like the worst highlight looking ever.
Tough.
Not to say he does that every damn week, but it does show like where there's a hole in his abilities. And I don't think there's one person in that linebacker room that can counter that, doesn't have that weakness. I think Landman has some of those weaknesses as well. He's not the fastest guy. And there's nobody in that linebacker room that can really blitz from depth. So it kind of handcuffs Shula in a lot of regards. So out of both those positions, I think there's a bigger need for linebacker too, rather than right tackle. I know that sounds counterproductive because a lot of people, protect Stafford, but you can make an argument like, okay, well, what if Puka goes down? You need a receiver. What if Landman goes down? Now you're really in a hole at linebacker. So what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with what you're saying there about the shortcomings of Omar Spates. I think that, and not to say that you're not doing this, but I feel like just way more leniency for UDFAs than maybe I should, where it's like, yeah, man, as long as you're making some plays, like, hell yeah, dude, you didn't even get drafted. That's sick. But as far as like Omar and fitting into our team, obviously, yeah, that missed tackle on what was that, Kenneth Walker, that was pretty tough, man. That was tough business. We had Omar ankle guts spilled all over Lumen Field, and that's pretty tough business to watch, especially when you're trying to go to a Super Bowl. But the Rams run so much nickel, and then also use guys like Quentin Lake in that role that's I don't know. I feel like I'm almost counteracting my own point here with like the fact that like, yes, you need to get better at that spot, but also we use that spot it's so different than most teams. So it's kind of hard to really nail down. But I would say that Landman, as the season went on, we definitely saw his faults, and then I think that made Omar's faults a little bit more obvious. So yeah, we can certainly get better at that spot. I would say if we're considering Omar a starter with the two inside linebackers, which again in this defense I'm just not sure if I do, but then yeah, I would say that's the biggest starting need on this Rams roster right now. So. But I like Omar, man. I like Omar, and also, and we say this a bunch of times here. I've said it a billion times on Ram Showcase, and we've said it a bunch of times here that you can get better and you can get worse. What if Omar right now is doing some work that he's gonna be on a Hall of Fame trajectory after this? We don't know that. We do need to see it happen on the football field, obviously. But with what we've seen so far, I mean, I think he's a really good player, but obviously has a lot of room to grow.
Year 3 leap is definitely doable, and it's. Nothing that we ever say is about that of like, nope, this is who you are. You suck. We hate you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Every player's gotten better. Hell, Matthew Stafford got way better at certain things the second he came to Los Angeles. He's gotten way better at things since he's been in Los Angeles. Every player does. But I think some of his limitations are just nothing you can't change dramatically, kind of like Byron Young, where last year or in 24, a big thing I was talking about was he doesn't have same thing. He doesn't have a lot of bend, something that everyone's talking about in the draft right now. And he went and worked on it a little bit. He did the Pilates, got more flexible, and it showed.
Yep.
But you're not going to change overnight. I think there's a good question here. Stewart looks like another Spades, fine player, but not changing our defense. What his highlights look like. Stewart was brought in more of a versatile guy. I think more of a Troy Reader replacement potentially if he does not come back.
Agreed.
Fits more of like Sean Dolak, like I see Darius talking about in here right now. That would be cool. I would love to see some more competition in there. If Dolak makes that leap, that would be awesome. But I think Stewart was brought in at the very least for his special teams prowess. Like he plays with his hair on fire. No pun since he cut it off. I guess that pun sucks.
Yeah, man, that's got to stop. People got to stop showing up to the Rams and then cutting their hair, man. I'm getting really bummed out about this.
Is Les talking to these guys like, look, if you want to sign here, you're gonna cut that damn hair.
Is that why Roseboom's not around?
Shave those sideburns, you hippie. No,
that's why Roseboom's not around anymore. I think we got Whittington, Willingham. We got Jordan Willingham.
It's gotta go. It's gotta go. Gotta go. Puka, shave it. Get rid of it.
I already kind of did, man.
You see why Cooper Kupp had to go? See how he's starting getting straggly? Can't have that. Stafford, you're close. You keep covering with the hat, but we know what's under there.
yeah, we got. I don't know, man, but it bums me out though. Colby Parkinson looked super cool with the long hair. Stewart looked sweet with the long hair. Gotta get flowing, bro.
No hippies here.
Oh, dude.
But back to
long-haired freaky people. It's awesome.
I do like the things he can do. Where was I going with this? You made me lose my track.
Right, I derailed you pretty hard there. That's my bad.
But Spates is a really is interesting, man. Like I got a lot of hope in him. But what you said of you feel like you're playing with house money because it's UDFA, that's gone out the window for me once it's past your rookie year. Like after that, you're on the team, especially once you're a starter. You're playing a bunch of snaps. I don't care if you're taken like from the Chinese draft. I don't know. I don't care if you're an international player.
Was one of those?
I'm just saying. I don't care if it was first round, 7th round. Like it. In counterpoint to Forbes. All right, man. Like I don't care if you're a first rounder. Like you don't get that same leeway as other first rounders. Like you're here now. Like go play. I need to see it on the film today. Same with Spates. You don't get any excuses when you're on a team that's trying to play for Super Bowls, for championships. It's got to be you got to take a big leap because if Landman is not the insane version of himself that we saw like the first 8 to 10 weeks, that's a significant hole, man. And you can shore up the back end, you can have a great front, but if guys are missing gaps, if guys are slow to the punch, like these two potentially have been in a lot of ways, and I mean, it's gonna feel like last year where it's like there's just something missing from this defense and we don't know what. And it's like, oh, you could have addressed it and you didn't. So I hope they do change it.
I'll say this too, to kind of back your point there, that yeah, there is a certain moment that happens when it doesn't matter how you got here. You're here. It's time to perform. You can't say like, "Oh, I missed that tackle because I wasn't even drafted." Sorry about that. It's like that's not a viable thing to mention. So it's like you get don't care, man. You're here now. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that point.
It's a respect thing. It's a respect thing. It's respect
Totally.
of like, hey man, you're a professional. We respect your game. Now do it.
If anything too, like, and I don't want to like just again counteract my own point here, but if anything, it's like, hey man, we trusted you. You came in as a UDFA and you took a spot from somebody who may be drafted. It's like it's time to perform, man. It's time to start playing because you did kick somebody off the roster. That's how I feel about any of the final 53. Is that you have that job means somebody else doesn't. So that's what drives me crazy about when a player doesn't look like giving full effort and stuff like that. It's like, man, get somebody in who cares. I don't even care if they're less talented. If they're going to try, yeah, I mean, give me that guy. You know what I mean? So then, not to say that Omar doesn't try or anything like that. But yeah, I think that the jump from year 2 to year 3, I think is going to be critical in his future development. And I think this is kind of the time where this is where he settles into either having a long career in the NFL or if he kind of just fades off in 3 years and we're like, what happened to Omar Speights? Like this is the year where that this is the fork in the road is year 3. So it's up to him, man. How's he going to do? And I trust him, but also players come and go. The Rams are forever. If somebody else can make the plays, then have them make the plays. I don't care.
No, it's valid, man. A shout out to his sister. I think her name's Brianna. Over on Twitter.
Great.
She's always going from. She's a great Rams fan. Outside of being obviously part of the Spates family, always going to bat for her guy. She's tough, and I have respect for her because to be a family member of an NFL player, active and vocal on social media, girl, you got to be strong. Because I'm sure people say some horrible things to you.
I can't even imagine the unhinged things that she hears from people. If people are sending death threats to Xavier Smith, I can't imagine the kind of messages that siblings get on a missed tackle like Omar had in the same game. I'm sure it wasn't nice, but those are also fans where it's like, go get your life together, dude. What are you doing? That's crazy, man.
You are hard pressed to convince me that there should be no such thing as internet anonymity when you're an adult doing certain things. But
oh, absolutely. You're gonna say some of that stuff. Show yourself, bro.
Just saying. Yeah. But to that point, with I think was it Kamal Covey? Yeah. Kamal said, "This is why I cope for Sonny." He's talking about Sonny Styles, over an Ohio State linebacker. He is slated to go top 10. Who knows? Maybe he slides. And if he does, that would be a huge upgrade. That's a physically, freaky, big guy. Trying to avoid all the standard tropes that we give players in the draft. He's a physical specimen. It's like sometimes you gotta take a step back. You're like, what are we talking about? Another person? Are we talking about a car? What do we? He's a very good football player. Very good football player.
Yeah,
very good football player.
Sonny's one of those guys where I've actually it's impossible to, as a person who doesn't get into pre-draft stuff that crazy, it's impossible to avoid that name. That name is everywhere right now. Because it's like, obviously, like, even though we've got, Dan out here trying to create some drama for the number 1 overall pick. I mean, we know that that Mendoza's number 1, and then after that, it does get a little bit more muddy, and that's rather interesting. I kind of see Simpson going to Arizona. I'm not sure why. That's just like, I can't get that out of my head. And then obviously as we
appreciating that.
Yeah, as we get closer to the draft too, it seems like the stock for quarterbacks just tends to skyrocket those couple weeks leading into the draft. And I think that's about where we're at right now, is I'm starting to see like all the quarterbacks get named. And if anybody is even considering a quarterback, then the conversation's not, will this guy fall to them? It is, will they move up to go get him because somebody else will if they don't. And Arizona, Arizona and Vegas, that's probably the only two teams that actively like need a quarterback to do something. Everybody else at least has a guy. I think the Jets could be in that conversation, but are they? I don't know, man. I
I
don't know
don't
if they
think.
get up there.
I don't think, and maybe we could talk about quarterbacks later as well. I don't think Ty Simpson is at risk of jumping up to top 15. The other thing is,
Oh, you
be a
didn't
pretty
hear?
damn
He's
good
going to go
quarterback.
number one overall.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. Yeah, my
Yeah,
bad.
we need the drama, Tuna. If there's no drama at the first overall pick, then what the hell is this even for? Why are we?
My bad. My bad. We'll get back into the draft. The only reason I'm cutting that off until after we get through Spates and McClendon is because I have very strong opinions about the draft process
Yeah,
and where we're at currently. But actually, to follow up, and I forgot to bring it up earlier, the Rams seem to actually be looking at day 2 linebackers. Day 1 linebackers, I think they met with Sonny Styles and at the combine, I think, and I don't know if I'm misremembering that. Somebody in the chat can fix me on that. But also, this was reported today. Cameron De Silva, fix Tuna, yeah, fix Tuna.
Somebody fix Tuna.
Yeah, fix me. The Rams reportedly sent a rep to meet with linebacker Jake Galday, who is an intriguing day 2 prospect at a position of need. I do like his film. He's a very interesting athlete because he's a former edge rusher. He's like 6'4", 6'5", and he does. The downside is he moves like that. And when I went back and watched, started with the highlights, I wanted to see like what he was best at, and I watched some full games. Only thing that worries me about this is it does feel like more of the same. You're hoping for the really high upside of, yeah, if you can get a really, really versatile guy, like that's the name of the game is versatility. And can you do this and that? And what if we blitz him from the edge in the middle? The problem is he fast enough to blitz from depth? It doesn't look that way on film. It doesn't seem like it's that fast, at least in the box. And then his lateral speed. He plays really high since he is very tall. And so some of his tackles look a little awkward. But you get the pros and cons with being a tall linebacker like that.
True.
Yeah, side to side speed, exactly what Kamal literally just typed right there. I think if you're going day 2 and you're primed to do that, I just think there's like 2 guys on my list I think are better in coverage and in the run. Trotter. I love Anthony Hill as well. They just look like guys where in spurts they look like the best player on the field, and they do things that the Rams linebacker room is missing right now. Like I don't want more of the same. Is my fear. Is that a bad thing to say? Am I wrong there?
No, not at all. I just think that the way that the Rams have built their roster over these last few years, I mean, let's call it what it is. They don't value ILB as much as fans do. That was obviously addressed with Nate Landman in some capacity, but I mean, looking at a guy that's a little larger, maybe doesn't move as quick, that kind of stuff can be minimized, not completely removed, obviously, because quickness and the way these running backs are moving in the nowadays, absolutely insane. You got to be quick. You got to be able to keep your bearings about you. But I would say that as long as your decisions are quick and assertive and correct, then that can make up for a lot of the lack of speed. So if you can see things early enough and make decisions based on what you're seeing and kind of have that anticipation and how the plays are unfolding, then your speed can be kind of, put a little bit, the value of it can be shifted a little bit. But it's when you don't make the right decision and need to recover, that's when you're gonna need that. And we see that a lot with corners. That's one of the things that we saw. It's like I've talked about Janoris Jenkins a lot on this show about like how he used to be. He was a risk taker. He was jumping a lot of routes and stuff like that. And we've got guys that were doing that this year. But one thing about Janoris Jenkins that I have not mentioned when having this conversation is the fact that he was able to, when he made a mistake, he was able to recover. He was able to
speed.
Yeah, drop his hips, turn, and take off it, and at least try to catch up to that wide receiver and do a damn good job sometimes. So I've seen him bite on routes and then still cover that guy. So that kind of stuff, I mean, can't be taught. But also, that was a player who that style was just absolutely perfect. And that's, I mean, he was groomed to do that with his whole nickname being Jackrabbit and stuff like that. I think the change of direction was just kind of part of his stuff. But that's the longest way to say that that as long as you are making the right decisions, the speed and quickness, it can be overcome. But when that mistake is made, then that's where it's a glaring weakness at that point. Then you get that like Omar Spates play where Kenneth Walker puts a foot in the ground and he is grasping at absolutely nothing within 5 yards of him. And that's when it looks really bad.
It's the hesitation.
Yeah.
And I do see there are some plays where you see some hesitation from all these rookies. Like no
Yeah.
player is perfect. No NFL player is perfect. My big thing, and it actually counters what Muad'Dib said right there. He's an edge and a linebacker, so we can give V8 BY a rest. Perfect world, yes. There is a reality though where you go and get someone like this. One, you didn't really fill a hole because he can do the same things that currently exist in this locker room. Like, how much better is he than Spates, than Landman? He doesn't add a curveball to patch up those holes. Two, is he a master of none and just kind of a jack of all trades? And are we falling in love with him because of his size and everything? If he's 6'1", 6'2", is he a 6th rounder, 5th rounder? Not saying he is.
Yeah.
Just saying it's things that you got to be conscientious of as we're getting closer to the draft. There's a lot of guys I love. Like somebody said, Snead wants to bolster special teams with those later round picks. Yeah, USA expat. That's why I keep mocking Justin Jefferson from Alabama, because he's a very athletic, fast, side-to-side speed. Where he is not the best at are things that Landman and Spates are good at. But then Justin Jefferson at Alabama wanted to play special teams. Like, he's a special teamer. And it's like, that's the energy that you want. And like, I can't get away in my mock drafts from like drafting him. Like, I love the player. But anyways, moving on, not to pick on poor Jake Galladay just for taking a meeting a rep from the Rams.
I was trying to look at his combine stuff too, like his stats and his his shuttle and stuff like that. It is it's not necessarily something that jumps out to me, but you can kind of, when you package that in the numbers with his size, it's like, yeah, all right, that makes sense. That's kind of how I'm taking that.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. You just, even as highlights, go watch the highlights like after we get off tonight.
Mhm.
And just keep in mind, he's a former edge playing linebacker. And when you watch him play, you're like, I could see that. You're like, it makes sense. Kind of reminds me of Byron Young a little bit.
Oh, okay. How's he in coverage?
It reminded me where he does mess up something. Like his recognition in some zone schemes, he had some issues this past season. But where Jackrabbit would make up for it in speed, he makes up for it in his size, to where he'll undercut something where a quarterback thinks he layered it over, and all of a sudden he's reaching up like 10 feet in the air. It's like, oh, damn, he got an interception somehow. And that's where that comes in, where it's like, it would be nice having a 6'5" linebacker.
Dude, I used to like, that's like back in like the day when I thought that being having my Madden team meant that I was like better at football than everybody else. That's like one of the things that I would have in my brain of like, give me a tall linebacker give me the wingspan, man. Like, I need that, because it's like that. Now you're covering up a lot in the middle there, man. You gotta hopefully your quarterback's got some touch on that ball, man. But then also you got guys like, Cam Curl trying to take someone's head off on the back end too, so you can't feather it in there too lightly, man. That's like, it's just the chain reaction, and that was my whole mindset, was like, give me the guy with the longest arms. It's good stuff, man.
No, hold on. Before we move on to the tackle depth and whatnot,
yeah,
we got are we interrupting something, guys? Manuel and USA, you guys don't even care about us. You just happy to see each other.
We're just,
you even tell me good night. I want to buenas noches. I can't have none of that.
No nochin for
all right. Sorry, I want friends. What's up, man? I'm kidding. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
I love seeing the conversations in the chat, guys. Appreciate it. But yeah, moving on. Another depth position that has, it's still a conversation piece. There are a lot of fans that believe, hey, get us a first round tackle. Make sure that at all costs, Stafford is protected. And USA expat, I speak a fluent amount of Spanglish as much as a white-looking guy can in Los Angeles. I understand a lot, but Warren McClendon, that is another person on this Rams team that it really shows you like how much somebody watches past just the first watch, like of the game being live. And it's not a bad thing. Everyone's got lives. Not every fan needs to be a damn wannabe scout like I am.
Exactly.
It comes down to like, hey, Rob went out, Warren came in. It was not minimal reps. It was 13 total games, including the playoffs. The only time where he looked like you had a question, like, is he ready, was when Kevin Dotson went out. Because at that point, now you do have two backups at consecutive positions where you're going to have a lot of struggles. You're going to have areas where two guys are now learning. Warren was, trying to get his communication good with Dotson, get it up to speed. Now you're throwing another wrench in that mix. It's like, yeah, someone's going to look bad. And Warren McClendon didn't look the greatest in those positions. But I think there should be respect towards Warren as the starter. Like, I think he is the guy. I think you're okay missing a first-round tackle. Like, I do.
Yeah, man. I think that, offensive line, I think, is the hardest position group to evaluate for individuals. So when you're trying to find a guy, I think that's the hardest position to analyze and fit into your team. Because, and we can look at it from the Rams perspective, even if we want to go back into like, even pre 2010, stuff like that, when you've got the list of like Greg Robinson, Alex Barron, Jason Smith, like stuff like that, where these guys were good players in college. They were really good in college, actually. If you go back and watch their college tape today, you would almost be like, dude, what the hell happened to these guys in the NFL? But that's the thing, man. It's kind of a different ball game there. But it's hard too, because you can analyze a right tackle and he looks like he's doing a terrible job, but it turns out that right guard is an absolute bummer of a human being. Like, and it can,
liability,
and it can make that right tackle look terrible, and that can happen at any point of the line. And Rams used to take advantage of that. I mean, you used to see Aaron Donald lined up over left tackle, and then he's actually coming in on the quarterback through the friggin' B gap on the other side, So it's like we take advantage of that, and that has nothing to do with that left tackle. But all of a sudden, you're looking at tape, and you're like, man, how's that guy giving up a sack? And it's like, well, he didn't. Like, he had four guys coming at his face, and then Aaron Donald just went behind them all, So it's just very difficult to analyze. But I think that overall, if you watch Warren McClendon and the rest of the offensive line when he did have to come in, which I think was week 10 and on, the offensive line, the entire unit looked really, really good. And McClendon's one of those guys, too, that's kind of been here. He's been on the bench a little bit for a couple of seasons, and he's been able to learn multiple positions. So when he was needed at right tackle, it was like, hey, ignore all the other stuff now. Just be right tackle. Hone in on this. Your homie to the left of you is K Dot, so we're doing okay, man. Like, that. Yeah, I just think that's the pressure that's being put on him going into this season, though, I think is getting a little bit intense, because you got two sides of it, man. You got a whole group of people that is like, we need a right tackle. We got to figure this out, man. This guy was a backup. He why was it? He wasn't the starter and all stuff. And then you have the other side, which is more of us. We were like, dude, he was a freaking brick wall, man. What are you talking about, man? This guy's awesome. So if he comes in and just plays okay, then everybody's wrong. It's like all the people that doubted him will be like, oh, he actually played better than I thought. And then all of us will be, the people on this side, like me and you, will be like, oh man, he actually took a step back this year. That sucks. And so then everybody's wrong and no one's happy.
I don't think I'm wrong, but
I don't think I'm wrong either, man. I don't think you're wrong. I think that I'm right and that you're not wrong. And that's how I choose to word that. But McClendon, I like him. And I'm excited to see what we do at the backup spot. I don't know if somebody like Arcuri is going to be trusted enough to be that like backup for multiple positions, or if the Rams are going to try to address it somewhere else. But I do think that depth on the offensive line is something that it's always a critical thing, man. It's always critical.
And I'm editing the next little slide here because it's going to be better than showing the entire thing.
Rams House is commenting on, but I say he is a brick wall. No, he was a brick wall. I don't know. That feels weird. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tuna.
But it's not a reprimand saying like, don't take any tackle. We don't need competition. Always need competition. Hell, I'm sitting here saying get someone good behind Matthew Stafford. Get somebody who can not challenge Devontae Adams, but can do different things than him to make him better because he's still improving. Like these guys are always improving. Where is Doom? Where am I here? There we go. Ta-da! I mean, there's a long list. There's a laundry list. If they do want to add somebody in the draft, this is just 9 names of guys that like I've watched. There's like 80 more you can go through. There's guys not even listed on PFF that I think can not start an NFL team, but come in, make an NFL roster, help shore up depth in at least a tackle 3 position. The most popular tackle name even before the combine was Jennings Dunker. I don't even know. I still don't know if I'm saying it right. Is it Gennings or Jennings?
Because I know.
Figure it out. No, I don't know. Jennings Dunker. No, you got a lot of guys that are. It just depends on what flavor.
Dude, that guy looks awesome.
Have you seen? Have you never seen him?
No,
you've never seen Jennings. Oh, bro.
No, yeah, I'm a fan of this guy though. I don't even need anything else. This guy's awesome. Hey, the Rockies lost. We're back. We're back, boys. We are back. The Rockies
Look at this face.
You guys got a sweet mustache. Hell yeah, man. Get this guy on my football team today.
1000%. No, like literally, that's first look. At first look, that's a lineman. That's a NFL tackle. That's a guy you bring home.
Getting through him. You're getting through him. Shoot, he does not. Okay, you're just saying it looks like a Steeler because he's wearing a black and yellow jersey, man. It looks like a Steelers jersey. Come on, man.
Yeah, the good old Hawkins. Where's Otto?
I don't want to leave that. That. Okay, I got to figure out how to pronounce this.
So, yeah, he absolutely is a fun dude. I forgot. God, what did he say? His caffeine intake is insane too. If I'm recalling the right player,
nice.
Very cool dude. But it just depends. Like I said, it just depends on what flavor that you want as your second right tackle, as your potential future right tackle. If you're not a believer in McClendon, the day 2 guys, I purposely left off the round 1, early second round guys where the Rams don't pick early second round. Dunker, Tiernan, Bell. Somebody here mentioned Bell is a beast. He's 6'9". So again, another very, very outside the norm. Outside the norm, and there's good and bad with that. We'll have long arms, but then leverage. Everyone is getting beneath them. Everyone is underneath them, so he loses leverage. Cage Casey, Jude Bowery, Zune, J.C. Davis. These are all like late day 2 guys, early day 3 guys that, you can see it, but they might be a year or 2 away. Is that something that you want as your right tackle? And then guys that I think are slept on, that I think are closer to being ready, like the rest of these guys, than people are giving them credit for. Still cannot say his name, and I'm very sorry. Fa'amo, I'm going to assume Wake Forest. Like love his style, love his style of how he blocks and how he plays. And then Keegan Trost I think he was first team All SEC, very decorated. He's very good. It's just he's undersized, I guess, because of his arms, and I guess 6'4", 316 is undersized for a right tackle. I'm not really understanding that. I don't know where he's small. Pause, but 6'4".
6'4".
He's listed. This is PFF, so.
I mean, I guess for your standard tackles, I guess that is a little bit. It's like we got AJ Jackson at 6'7". AJ Arcuri is 6'7".
McClendon's 6'5", no?
6'4". So yeah,
there you go.
6'4", 315 for Warren McClendon. A little baby guy,
Yeah, very small. You're small, Warren.
I can't wait for him to grow up someday.
You hear me, Warren? You baby.
Yeah, Questenberry's only 6'5". I mean,
What a
Jared
loser.
Verse is 6'4".
What a loser. These guys are none of these guys can play center in the NBA.
Little
What are we
tiny
talking about?
guys.
Tiny.
Oh my gosh, Puna Ford. Do you know how tall Puna Ford is?
Puna? Isn't Puna like 5'10, 5'11?
5'11".
Yeah,
I didn't
he's
realize that. The quietest human being I've ever known.
that's why he's so good at that anchor move he does, that drop a knee and twist. He's so good because he's already there.
Drop a knee and
as
twist.
a fellow
twist.
5'10 and 3/4 gentleman, we're very low to the ground. We're compact.
Yeah, man. That's what I mean. They said that about Donald though, when it was like oh, he's undersized, and it's like, oh, turns out that's a massive advantage for him. It's like he was kicking everyone's ass because he was so much smaller than everybody else, but also he was like way stronger. So
Okay, but it's that's a perfect segue to something I want to talk about.
Snap.
Yeah, we're at that part of the draft season where all that matters is how much does his ankle bend, how fast is his 40. Yeah, but the tape, or not even the tape. Yeah, but these 3 plays that I pulled up, nope, that's him now. Without context, we lose sight of the fucking main point. Is he great at football? Is he going to fit on your team? And can he help you win games? And we'll add a fourth one. Is he not a shitty human being? Like, is he not getting DUIs every weekend?
Yeah.
You don't want to give money to people who are running around risking people's lives. But we're losing sight of that, and you're seeing it in the wide receiver debacle. Everyone has a problem. Everyone has a deficiency. Puka has a deficiency. Tay has one. Hell, Justin Jefferson has one. And so I made this very ugly graphic to signify that. We don't fucking know. We don't know who's going to be good, bro. I think the best way is to literally keep it simple, stupid. Of the guy perform in college, that usually is at least a starting point of he's a good player. Does he seem like a good player? Okay, check mark. Every single person on this screen is a good football player. Yeah. We're splitting hairs over, does he get open at a 67% rate going over like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm so tired of it already. Is he good? And can he help the Rams win games? Answer is usually yes to a lot of these guys. I don't. Yeah.
Well, I look at a few different things too. It's like because you got my boy Concepcion up there is that like I feel like for him having been a player on this page that I've seen a decent amount of, is that I would say he never even has reached his potential. Not in college. I mean, he still was getting better as the season was closing, and that's what I'm looking for. I look for to not just the highlights. That's what everybody does, is they just look up highlights and like, this guy's awesome, man. He's gonna kick ass for us. It's like, dude, you saw his 10 best plays. He played in thousands. Like, what about the other ones, man? How do you look in there? But I look for that. Like, I'll look at previous seasons, seeing how they were doing, stuff like that. I want to see progression from one year to the next. And then I also just want to see that hunger, that drive, man. Like, when your team is now out of it, you're not going to be playing in a bowl and stuff like that. Are you still showing up, making those big plays, still getting hyped up and doing stuff? Or are you just now like finishing the season? You know, I look for that. I look for the energy level. I look for just the excitement about ball. Like, how much do you love this friggin' game? And for these guys at this stage, it's very easy to fake that because you're getting drafted. It's very in your life and stuff like that. You can't fake it when it comes to training camp, man. You don't fake that in July and August. That's when that's football to me. I mean, that's having been around the sport for as long as I have and seeing as much as I have now. It's like, football to me is practice. That is it. That's where the real football is taking place. The game is where you just kind of show off and stuff. So, but I want to know how these guys are doing in practice. I want to know how involved they are. I just want to see all that stuff, man. So yeah, you can slap on a minute and a half highlight tape on YouTube. That's not going to tell you a damn thing. I don't care what the plays were. You can even look at Tavon Austin's Hellenbeck sick college highlight tape. It's like, that was his cherry-picked best plays of the year, though. If you watch every single game, you're like, oh, he flashes, but it's not there all the time. That's just the way it
Yeah.
is, man. So, but yeah, you're right. I think that we don't know any of these guys because a lot of it's going to be some of these guys are going to get to play with somebody like Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, and some of these guys are going to have to go play with Geno Smith and with Kyler Murray and stuff. And that changes things too, and that's unfortunate. But I don't want to trash anybody, but
no,
that is
absolutely.
a situation to be in.
We see one receiver right now who is in the division who I think has been like a huge victim of circumstance of where he fell, and to the point where like people were like think that he forgot how to play football because it's like mentally so bad there, dude.
Yeah.
Like look at the coaching staff is not there anymore, but it's the players' fault. It's the players' fault. Why? Like I get it, they have control on the field, but ultimately like your fucking coaching matters.
You can't throw the damn ball yourself, man. You can't call. He's not calling the plays, man. His entire coaching staff and quarterback got booted because they were so bad. And we're gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, this guy's a bum." It's like maybe he's not though.
Yeah, and then it's not even just the gameplay of like calling your number, this and that, but who else is in the building, who's helping you, and especially when it comes to wide receiver, that is the one area where like I know we joked about people calling me a homer earlier this week. That is the one area where I am 1000% a homer. Is I believe any wide receiver that comes through those doors has the opportunity to elevate their level way beyond any other team, and that's because of Eric Yarber. Coach Yarbs is known around the league as one of the premier wide receiver coaches for a good reason. There's a reason why guys like Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, TJ Houshmandzadeh still talk to Yarbs from their Oregon State days. There's a reason for that. Mad amount of respect for him. So along with that, just because a guy is drafted in the second round as opposed to the first, or he's taken into the third round, that doesn't mean he's like not looked at by the team as a potential wide receiver 3 or can be a superstar. That just happens to be where he got drafted at because of his college production. Or maybe he's developing at age 24 and 25 as opposed to 22 and 23. A la Puka. I think that's the simple answer is Puka just needed an extra year or two to figure out his football like abilities, and he came to the right team to do it. Same thing with these guys. Like I will triple down hard on 3 names on this list. And I know I'm being long-winded. I'm sorry, Joseph, but
I've been doing it all day. You're good.
Yeah, Omar Cooper, Dejon Stribling, Jeremy Bernard. Because they can play outside and inside, and they're damn good football players. And just because they don't have the consensus top 10 or top 15 picks on them because of context. Look at who was throwing Stribling the ball. If Stribling had Matthew Stafford throwing him the ball, he'd have like 8 more touchdowns. There's so many plays where the Ole Miss guy here, Stribling, he's open by 10 yards and he's having to wait for the ball, and he gets caught at the 20. So it's like, oh, he got a lot of yards, but not like he should have more. All these guys have context. A lot of guys on this list can step in and contribute greatly in year one. And I think we got to circle back to Rams fans realizing like you got it pretty damn good. Like you can throw any receiver in there. If they got the abilities, dude, they might go off insanely this year.
You're absolutely right, man. Yeah, I think I saw I don't know if I sent it to you or not. It feels like something I would have sent to you, but this guy is like my first day as a GM when I realized that I can't see the ratings, and he's just like looking at it. He's like, it's like, yeah, because that's not real, man. Like those like life isn't Madden. Real NFL is not like
where's his superstar ability?
Where's what is it? What's his dev trait? I don't even know. Like, yeah, it's like it's like stuff like that where it's like I know I always say it too. It's like myself. It's like today I had a good day at work. I was on top of my stuff. I was getting things done. I was just kind of in a bit of a rhythm. But I've also had days where I can't seem to focus on a damn thing, man. Like I can't. It's mainly when the Rams are playing Monday or Thursday night, and they expect me to work all day leading into a Rams game. I don't know what that's all about. But it's like we can all have good and bad days on everything, man. Like there's some times where you're just trying to get through your day. You're just like, man, I cannot get this right today. That happens to football players and coaches too. Like we've seen it in Sean McVay, where we've seen him have a day where it's like, dude, he's just not on today. Just not happening. Jared Goff used to do it like 2 out of every 3 weeks. And we still loved him for a few years. So
Nope. Nope, not a thing. Nope, you have to be. Actually, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Since you brought it up, if you had to give yourself a rating, you want to what would be your Madden rating at just life, like
In life?
at different things, different skills. Like,
Oh,
bro,
man.
hey man, you need me to read a book. I got 83, 82. I'm good most days. I get sidetracked. I get distracted.
That's fair. Okay. I think at my personal job, I've got my traits, my ratings, some of my attributes, they play into the hand of my position more than I would say some other people in my position also. That's why I feel like I'm better. It's one of those things where oh, if you put him at a wide receiver, he's an 83, but if you put him at this at running
Fullback.
back, yeah, you put him running back as a 54, and it's just because his carry's kind of low and stuff like that. So I guess in that regard, my position that I'm in at work now, and I'm not going to talk about it. I would put myself at a strong 81. I'm a very reliable starter, but you can for sure get better than me. But also, it's not my dream job. The passion is not there. But as far as like, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable giving myself a podcasting rating. I don't see.
Oh my, I'm like a 70. I'm like a rookie. I gotta give me like a high rookie number. I'm like a 68, 69. But like he's got some good traits, but it's like hasn't put it together. What's another one? Cooking, dog. I'm like a 90.
Dude,
Throw me in there.
I am getting cut.
Woo!
You're wanting me. I'm like a 43. I do have a mean ass beef stew out in the kitchen right friggin' now, man. But that was literally just some chopping and throwing into a crock pot and then leaving for work. So I don't know if I count that even. Just set it and let it, dude.
Not gonna lie, that sounds terrible the way you put it. I don't know why. It sounds terrible.
Beef stew.
I got a mean beef stew. This is something that didn't sound appetizing about.
Wow. Okay, I'm just enjoying myself a nice day all around, eating, crushing a beef stew, and you got to just rain on that for some reason, dude. Maybe use high voice.
Use your high voice.
Beef stew.
But it is. I do want to ask you the question though. If the Rams do decide they want to go wide receiver, let's say any point in the draft, is there a certain style of wide receiver that you think would be a really good addition to the team? Like slot, big body, can do everything in special teams. Like what's your flavor that you prefer? Because everyone has preferences.
Yeah, I really like that Tavon Austin kind of style. Maybe a little bit better hands and a little bit crisper route running than a Tavon Austin. But or actually, you know what? I'm gonna shift that answer a little bit to more of a Danny Amendola type, because not necessarily where you can always put him outside. You can in a pinch if you need to, stuff like that. But like Cooper Kupp was same height and weight as Devontae Adams, and everybody was like, he's white, he's a slot guy. And it's like, well, I don't know about all that, but so I would say that interior type where you can just that shiftiness in tight spaces where you can have 2 yards of space and make a move that puts some guy right on his pockets, and then you're wide open, that kind of style.
So for you, if we're talking slot, I'm trying to pull up
shifty slot.
Yeah, there's a purpose to all this. Because there's no, I mean, there's probably some right or wrong answers. But there's so many guys in this draft that like it just depends on who you end up getting. Like who you're lucky enough to draft, because you could have the idea of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take this guy at pick 80 and then he's gone at 79. It's like, oh, what the fuck do you do now? What your preference and what your style would be. So you would be happy seeing like Concepcion. You'd see Cyrus Allen being taken later in the draft, and people act like they're only taking one wide receiver. What if they take 2?
True.
What if they take one early, take one late, take one 5th and 6th? Like they got a lot of picks. Like
I'll be honest, man, picks. And I'm extremely high on Casey Concepcion. I'm very high on him. I think he's going to do very, very well in the NFL. I've watched enough college ball, not this year, but like overall to like really start to pick up on what I feel like are traits of players. And if you watch enough of him, he's got something about him, man, where, I mean, I think he's going to be a bit of one of, I think he's going to pop as far as, you know, getting into an NFL team. If he can fit into the right spot, you can use him as a returner. You can use him in, you know, for jet sweeps. He's crisp route runner. He's got really good hands, speeds there. I mean, I would say there's not a lot of weaknesses to his game, but he's just really good at a bunch of things, man. He can do a lot. And I think that too, I think he's on the right trajectory of,
Almost forgot
getting
him
better.
too. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Then obviously Lemon, man, he's really dope. But yeah, there's something about Concepcion where I don't want to hammer it too hard because I do watch one college team, but there's just he's a very, very good player, and I don't think he's getting talked about nearly enough. I do know he gets conversations, but it seems to be from those, you know, fan run podcasts. I honestly, oddly enough, I see a lot of 49ers. They seem to be talking about him a lot. A lot of 49ers fans mention him, but seems to be fan run podcast, not necessarily big major media.
I mean, look at us, bro. I mean, like, doesn't mean they don't have a good pulse on what the team does. You know, you have to take that with a grain of salt, like you said, of course, but there is a lot of good insight. Like, you know, what if one of those guys is just a adamant, loves wide receivers and knows every wide receiver ever known to man? You know, he might know something. But like with this flavor, it's not a wrong answer. Like, I don't know why this offseason Rams fans talking about like, oh, nope, he's a slot. Get him the fuck out of here. I don't want to see his name anywhere in near Los Angeles. Actually, Makai Lemon, move out of LA now. You're not allowed to be around the stadium. Where it's like, hey, these guys are good football players. I know we can list off a lot of guys who are too small to play full-time wide receiver and have long careers. You got to have great traits in other areas. Like, you got to be mean, you got to be a great blocker, and ultimately, can you catch the ball like all the damn time? These guys do really well. I know the one knock on Concepcion. Do you know anything at all, like what was going on with him? Because some people talk about like he had some concentration issues with drops, even though he's got a bunch of catches and a certified downfield threat. And then when I see like a drop issue, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't. How can both be true?
Yeah, it's a very coachable aspect, and I think that getting him with somebody like Yarbs, that wouldn't even be a problem. It was a lot of just you know, on a slant or on a curl, turning his head and looking at the defense right before the ball's in his hands. So that's really all it was, and that's coachable. So that's why I didn't even mention that, because it's like that's one of those things where, I mean, it's that you can teach that. You can teach that in the summer. You show up to our training camp and you're going to be all right by the time the season starts, kind of thing. So I'm not worried about it.
That part matters, man. And not just in the NFL. Like, oh yeah, once you get the NFL, you get it. Like, a lot of these guys, that's how you miss like gems, like hidden gems in the draft. Because what if their coaching sucked? Like, you're just assuming the coaching was right and the player's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of LSU guys that are going to surprise people. They were drafted in the 6th and 7th round because of how bad of a job Brian Kelly did down there.
True.
And it's not even just from a technical standpoint. If you don't like where you're working, like we talk about all the time, you have a bad day, you hate your coaching, they're not giving you the right chances, not putting you in the right spots, not teaching you the right things. Yeah, you're going to look like ass. You're going to look shitty. And so I think that's going to happen with a lot of LSU guys, including Nussmeier. I think Nussmeier is going to be okay in the league. I think he can, at the very least, be like a long-time backup. I think he's got a lot of good skills. So just as an example.
Yeah, I love your point there, man. You're just bringing up some really good information as far as like all the moving parts of even just one football player. It can be it could be the fact that this winter specifically he was playing in, you know, more on the East Coast, which was a way colder and snowier winter than it was out west, you know. So it's like that could be a knock on a wide receiver, that every friggin' Saturday he was dealing with 30-mile-an-hour winds and rain, where, you know, Makai Lemon was sitting in a gorgeous, you know, Southern California situation where, I mean, passes were not difficult to toss and stuff like that. So there's that part. There's the coaching aspect of it. There's the what team are you going to? Are you going to a Minnesota Vikings where you're gonna have Kyler friggin' Murray throwing you the football? Or are you going to SoFi Stadium playing on that crispy turf with Matthew Stafford throwing you the ball? It's like it's a different thing entirely. And that also goes into what was your high school coach? What'd you learn there? Where'd you go? How much time did you get in college? Were you just a starter for your senior year? Or were you a 4-year starter? Were you a 3-year starter too? Like all that stuff matters. Did you get hurt? Were there any injuries? Was there any redshirt seasons where you maybe got that extra training camp, but you weren't on the roster or really like getting any time? So you have an extra camp, but not the extra playing time that year. Like there's who else was on your roster? I mean, that's the thing too, is like you can be a super sick wide receiver and you had 2 other really sick wide receivers on your team, so you weren't getting all the looks all the time. I don't know, man. There's so many parts of it, and that's all my point is that like you can say, oh, I saw this guy play here, he did this and he did this, I like this, and that's what he's going to be good for us. And it's like, well, that does not mean, that's not what that means. You still need to do it. No one's guaranteed to come in and be awesome, but also no one's guaranteed to come in and suck. It still just has to happen on the football field. We got to get these guys out there. We got to see what happens. Who's guaranteed to suck? Where are you going?
Sorry, I'm getting off balance here. I'm just reading this chat. Muad'Dib has been trying for weeks to bait me on some things, and he thinks I don't see him. I see everything.
It's, you know what? I will say this. This chat today has been a little bit more unhinged than average.
It's Friday. People are getting started. I could tell clearly they didn't work hard this week. They're just itching for the weekend.
That's really funny.
But to finish up the wide receiver talk, to show that I do want to bring back USA Expat 655 had the comment he prefers true outside wide receivers. No, not this. God damn it. No.
Oh.
You're on their side. You're teaming up against me.
Yeah, I'm kind of antagonizing a little bit.
We'll get back to that. We'll address it. I'm more in this camp. I am more there. I don't need a guy that's 6'5". Everyone loves the Jordan Tyson comp. I see it, dude. The upside is real with him. I like a guy who can do a little bit of everything. I don't need him to be 6'5". 6 foot's fine with me. 6'1", 6'2". Tate, Omar Cooper Jr., Jeremy Bernard, they all kind of fit that role of like, hey, we can play outside. Don't listen to people saying Cooper's a slot. Don't listen to that. Don't do it. His skill translates to the outside. It's just where he was needed. They had Elijah Surratt. Surratt's going to play X. Of course he's going to play outside. Use your strengths. But a lot of these guys can do a little bit of everything. This is more my flavor. I don't need a guy to run a 4-2, 4-3. Because if you've got game speed and you're very good technically, you can get open. You can get behind somebody on quickness and having a much better release and getting to a point just before they do without running a 4-3, which is totally fine. Reason why I love guys like Bernard and Cooper and Tate is because they like their route running is very, very like clean. It's very fun to watch, and everyone has different releases, different ways they cut. Speed cuts, quick cuts, diamond releases. Like, dude, it's so fun. Like the science and the professionalism behind wide receiver is very, very fun to get into. That's why I like gravitate towards it so much. And then I know a lot of people were trying to say, oh, go get Sadiq and Ferguson's going to be the wide receiver. That's like he's just saying right there. I was like, I see it, I understand it, but then you watch these guys run routes compared to even Sadiq or Ferguson's. It's different. It's very different. Again, no wrong answer. Just because I like him doesn't mean that's who the Rams like. And ultimately, it could be somebody who's not even on anyone's watch list. But they see something in him, and they're probably going to make him really good. And it's very exciting.
If you can't play outside and inside and block, you're probably not even going to look from the Rams. So it doesn't matter.
And if you suck at Call of Duty.
Yeah. But if being outside or inside, I don't think that's a real thing that the Rams look for. They're not looking for a slot wide receiver. They're looking for a guy who fits their offense, which means that they can play in the slot and on the outside. If you can only play one, I don't even think that the Rams are looking at you.
That's fair, but also it's
And tight end as well, because I would say with tight end, like even in a Sadiq situation, but of Terrence Ferguson, is you can put him in all three spots. You can put Terrence Ferguson tight end, slot, and outside if you wanted to. You can mix him up. So why would you want anybody who is like only a slot guy? Because then when he's on the field, well, you're limited now. Your entire formation is limited. We don't have guys like that. We don't do that. Shout out Ray.
It's hey, Ray with the $4.99. Got to support the cause. Good stuff, gentlemen.
That makes me feel with that money, Ray. Hope you're happy.
Let's go straight to what do I need?
That's so funky.
I gotta eat tonight. That's awesome. No, thank you.
I got
Ray.
beef freaking stew, dude.
Every $4.99 goes towards helping Sheriff Joe Baggs eat something besides beef stew.
First time I had a beef stew all year.
If you can't handle the heat, stay out of Joe's kitchen because he's just making beef stew.
Yeah, dude. If you don't like the winds, stay off the top of the mountain, man. I want to tell you, dude.
I hate you.
I got a bunch of those.
What comment am I appreciating?
The tacos.
We'll get to that. You know what? Yeah, yes, I can crush an ungodly amount of tacos. I'm more of a burrito guy myself. Pause. Yeah, give me a good carne asada burrito.
Pause.
It's a kid. You don't understand. You're too old.
Okay,
too old.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll take that.
More of a quesadilla or burrito guy. Carne asada all the time. Very easy. And chili verde. I'm a green salsa guy.
No, for sure.
Yeah, green salsa guy for me. But the other comment, and it was buried deep. He keeps saying I'm from Modesto. I hate Modesto. There's zero.
That's not what he said specifically, but you are right. He was.
I'm okay with what he called Modesto. I'm okay with that. There is no world. I've lived in Turlock.
Oh, you don't like that? You don't like when somebody says that you're from a city that you're blatantly not from?
I don't. I say you're. Come on. We're talking about non-California cities.
Oh, we're talking about you now, so it's different.
Yes, because California matters. Stay in Denver. Stay in Denver.
You stay in Modesto, freaking loser.
But no, if for those of you that are not familiar with the Central Valley, there's a very big difference between the likes of Modesto and Stockton, where I am from. Stockton is your standard. You got your suburbs, you got your small metro city, and Modesto is straight. It's hick. I'll put it at that. It's a little hick. Not my flavor. Not where I'm from.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Do you rock the California burritos?
Too much starch, just taking up too much space.
Okay, that's one of my go-tos for sure. I also like the chicken taco plates. We actually had, I don't know if this story makes any sense to anybody. I'll give you the briefest version of this that I can. So there was a drug cartel that was laundering money through all the burrito places out here in Colorado.
Not what I was expecting, but
yeah,
all right.
I figured. But so they were basically operating through all of the burrito places out here, all of them, like different companies, all that stuff. Like my favorite, which used to be Albert Tacos, that one, that was a good one, but they got busted, right, for like laundering all this money and being like basically hubs for distribution and stuff like that.
Kamal said, was it good?
And dude, it was so good. That's the problem, man. And so what sucks is that when they got busted for being part of the drug cartel, they started needing to make money on their food. And so now the portions are like way smaller. It's way more expensive, but you used to be able to go in there and just get like the fattest California burrito for just $4. And it was just like, it was absolutely phenomenal, man. And so I'm bummed out about it. That those are not as good as they used to be. It's just not even worth it anymore. And where they fly in their sushi, obviously, because where the hell would we get sushi, dude? If you come out here, try the Rocky Mountain oysters, which I'm fully convinced is a thing that locals do to trick people who are visiting.
Yeah, no shit. Would you think they were calling it that as out of respect?
No, I think it's like it because no one's secretive about what it is. But I've never had them, and I don't know anybody who has. I've lived here my whole life. I think it's a trick. I think it's something that we're like, hey, try this. It's a delicacy here, and then they do it. And they're like,
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I'm an anti waster. Like I'm anti-waste. I want efficient food. All those papas in there, that could be more meat. That could have been more cheese. That could have been other good things. I think the starch is just taking up too much
Oh, I'm
space.
sorry. I like to have just flavor in my stuff. You just pack
Or
yours
potato flavor.
with just
Get breakfast in. Go get hash browns.
all the freaking California burritos are. It's just potatoes. Talking out of your ass, Tuna. It's not a good
If I wanted that, I would get carne asada fries. That's a different story. But if
I'll crush those two. Actually,
keep
I had
that
earlier this week.
keep that out of my burrito. Not my burrito.
I had that earlier this week. Though, carne asada fries. I was crushing them.
Since we already hit an hour and we're just we're wasting everyone's time here by hanging out with us. Did you guys all see this thing? I ordered one and I'm very, very excited to get it. Did you see this? The Rams manual?
What? What is happening here?
There, I'll zoom in a little bit. Rams manual is now available, 400 pages. Here is a quick preview of what to expect. Bobby Peters. I was not familiar with this guy's game or who he was. Still don't really fully know.
I'm unfamiliar.
I talked to Ryan Anderson at LAFB. He's familiar with this stuff. But it is a lot of like verbiage, a lot of concepts, a lot of philosophy of understanding. 400 pages of the Rams of 2025 offense. It's like their manual. I don't know how, like, what is not involved in it, like what is secretive, and if they're in, I don't know. I don't know details, but it's on Amazon, and he's done this with a lot of previous teams.
Rams call.
Yeah, you want to learn this stuff. That's what it looks like. Yeah, you learn about duo. You learn everything from the McVay tree from this past season.
That's sick.
Very cool. And then I'll go to the page on Amazon here. So this one, $30, pretty good for something that you're probably going to keep on the coffee table and read like 8 times through the season, or like reference back. Very, very cool thing. Like, I encourage everyone to go buy one. Like I wish I was getting incentive for this, but I think this is really cool. And then you look at his page, dude. 2024 Denver Broncos, 25 Bears. He's got the Bills, different concepts, keeper, 2024 Denver Broncos, and it just goes like years and years.
Dude, I need all the Rams ones. That's awesome.
I want other ones. Like I want to know more about the choice routes.
Is the Jeff Fisher one just like 4 pages?
Knock it off. Leave my boy Jeff alone, bro.
He's just catching strays out here.
It takes a man to stand there to come to a room full of men and be like, "Hey, boys,
I'm no longer."
So I ain't got a job no more. My keys don't work. But love you all.
The funny part about that was how surprised Coach Bones pretended to look. Because I'm pretty sure they told him that he was the interim before that happened. He just like falls back in his chair. And then freaking Singletary, that one got me too, where he like made it a point to like stop the meeting to just stand up and shake his hand. It's like, dude, sit down, Mike. What are you doing? Like, God.
Hey.
Anyway, that's all sidebar stuff. It's funny though.
All right, comment of the day goes to Ray.
I like it.
That's fine.
I like it.
Leave our boy alone, bro.
It's 4 pages in crown, and the R's are backwards.
Yeah, or for $25, and available instant. So if you've got a Kindle or you subscribe to Kindle,
I want a Kindle, man. I don't need to get 20. But I do like reading a lot.
You can get the championship winning 2021 Rams for $25 on Kindle.
Fire.
Offensive manual.
I'll tell you, yeah, these will look good up here, man. I only got a couple of books, but they're all good. Sorry, dude. All the ones that I took a bunch on my trip with me, but let's see.
Dude, I'm gonna like single-handedly pay for this guy's mortgage this month.
Here's a couple of ones. This one, dude, if you don't have a copy of the Super Rams, you got to. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal, man. That's a good one. My dad gave me that one. Absolutely incredible, man. And then this one from Jay Paris. I actually got to interview. Tuna's going to leave for a minute. I got to interview Jay Paris on Ram Showcase, which is really cool. And it's crazy because that was actually the forward was done by Dick Enberg. And as I set up the interview with Jay Paris to do this interview for this book, Dick Enberg died like 2 days before I did the interview. So I got to ask Jay Paris. I said, it was like, I will not talk about that if you don't want to, but I will certainly bring it up if you would like to talk about Dick. And then so he did, and it was cool. And then when I went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I picked up Dickerson's book. I actually haven't read this one yet, so I'm really excited about it. But it does got the auto in there, so
Hey, very nice.
pretty fire. But yeah, I haven't read this one yet. This is actually next up on the list once I'm done with the one that I'm currently in. So I don't know if any of y'all are readers, but
We're starting a book club. The book I'm reading is non-football related, but it's about economic socialism.
Sick.
That's what I got.
We should do a book club for these kind of books, but I don't know if you know this one at all. Do you know this book?
I've been
so
sidetracked. When I got my degree, I vowed to like never read again because my history degree was brutal, dude. I get so tired of books. I give up.
Example, here's Fred, and then it basically goes through and talks about his favorite game as a Ram. But like some of those that are in here, let's see.
There's something special about written word when it comes to sports, especially football. I think it's a beautiful thing that is getting phased out the way with current media goes, and that's what you and I talk about all the time. But this is the first time in front of these guys. We absolutely are nerds. Like straight up, written word is known. It's scientifically proven that it activates different parts of the brain and it helps you remember things differently. And that's why I like when I do get a chance to write and publish my articles, I try to use a lot of sensory and words, and it's a great way. Are you going to read us the damn book right now? What are we doing? What am I looking at?
Oh, there we go. I'm just showing you the chapters. So he talked to all of these players and asked them like their favorite games and stuff like that. Like Heckers was awesome, dude. He talks about a Seahawks game in St. Louis and stuff. Nice. It's just really cool, man. This would be a fun thing to do like a Rams book club on, though. Is like just like Rams related books, and we could do streams with that. That'd be fun, man. Because it's good stuff. But yeah, watch my smart. Nice. That's next on the list.
Can we get a bedtime story? It says, come on. And then the third quarter started. And oh boy, was McVay angry. Because not only did Puka drop the ball, he went and bit the referee too. And there's life lessons along with it, like a pop-up book. Like, what do we say to the player when he tries to bite us? We say no.
Yeah, bad Puka. But bad Puka. It's one of those too where it's oh gosh, I don't know where I was going with that. I had a whole point. I had a story I think I was going to tell, but now I've lost it, so that's fine.
It's okay. It's Muad'Dib's fault. We're hitting an hour 20 though. We got to be nice to these guys. They got vegetables to eat. They got kids to tuck in the bed. They got other football nerds to watch.
Do you know what has vegetables?
Your beef stew?
Sure does, dude.
I'm so sick of you. I'm so sick.
Nailed it, dude. That was you did a good job. That was very good.
What WOT? What did I miss? What's WOT?
I don't know. I don't want to pull it up though, just in case it's bad. You never know with Muad'Dib, man. He says some things where you're like, I can't put that on stew down.
World of Tanks?
Stew up, bro. Oh, in anime? I definitely don't know then. I don't know anything about anime.
Oh my god. Are you guys talking about World of Tanks? Wheel of Time? What? I don't. Okay.
And then called you a name?
They called me a nerd. You call me a nerd when you reference Wheel of Time. I don't know what that is.
I'm not sure.
Trying to up my nerd game.
But even also spelling it out doesn't tell me what. I don't know what that means still. Like,
I thought it was World of Tanks. I'm not gonna lie.
The
video game. Best book series over. I guess if we're talking pop culture to drown out some time here. First of all, the show is technically over. We're just riffing now. If you guys got other places to be, you're not missing anything. You know, not going to hurt our feelings if you go. We'll just ramble with you with chat here for a little bit. As always, subscribe, share. If not, we'll see you guys Monday. But books, since I did go see Operation Hail Mary, phenomenal movie. Can't wait to watch it a second time. I want to read the book very badly. From everybody that's told me, the book is really, really damn good too. And God, have you seen it yet, Joe?
Nope, I don't even know what that is.
Ryan Gosling in space trying to save the world, and he sucks at it.
Yeah, I'll say this: I'm a bigger book guy. I don't watch movies for anything. I did see Zootopia 2. My niece was in town.
Heard that was good.
So we went to see it. It was actually hilarious. I really enjoyed it.
Man, the Pixar movies, like if you remove yourself as the main attraction there of like, hey, this is not for me anymore.
Yeah.
You're allowed to just watch 90 minutes of like, okay, this is just supposed to be fun. It's
yeah, nice. Dude, there was some stuff in there. There was like a Shining reference, which I appreciated and stuff like that. But it's like, I'm just sitting in a movie theater with my freaking 12-year-old niece, dude. I'm having a great time. Like, this isn't for me. It's like, I don't need to be like, I don't need to be like, in the Rams won the Super Bowl. Like, I don't need that. Just the only thing that would be for me in that setting. But yeah, I don't need all that, man. It was just it was a good moment. But yeah, that's like, before that, I'll tell you this. So before I saw Zootopia 2 in theaters, the time that I was in the theater before that, I saw the Ghost Right Here, Right Now thing in theaters, but that's not a movie. That's kind of a concert event. But then the time before that I was in a movie theater, 2012 Draft Day. Not even kidding.
Are you fucking kidding me?
13 that years? Day,
come on.
4 times that I've been in a movie theater. I just don't care about movies, man. And I also get very restless. Like, I'm the guy in my meetings at work where about an hour 15 in, I'm going to stand up now. I'm just going to stand. I'm just going to stand in the back. I need to be moving a little bit.
That sounds like a medical condition that you should go see your doctor. You might have restless legs. Might have restless leg syndrome.
It's better than a different restless part of the body. You imagine your ass being restless? It'd be terrible.
Okay, seriously, go get it checked out. I know you're a vegetable man. Take your vegetables before a movie, and it's a phenomenal situation. Very good. Did that for.
That's what I did for Megadeth.
Project. No, I challenge you. I genuinely challenge you. Go by. I'm close to going by myself if she doesn't want to go next week.
Going to thing is the coolest thing of all time, by the way. And like I say that as a single guy, so like take that. But also, I love going out to eat and going to do. I go to concerts alone. I went to Nothing More last weekend just by myself. I just like picked up a ticket and went to a concert by myself. Like, love that kind.
So you'll go to a concert, but not, dude, go to the movies. Just go watch Project Hail Mary. It's awesome.
But concerts are awesome.
Ryan Gosling's handsome and very good in the movie.
Johnny Hawkins is handsome and awesome on stage. So.
Okay. Back to the books. I want to read that book. Muad'Dib made a good point. His namesake, Paul Atreides, Muad'Dib himself. Dune is a great trilogy. I cannot wait for Dune 3 to come out. The books, I'm a little scared to get into because that's like trying to read The Hobbit. It seems so dense from what I hear. So yeah,
that's the way. As a person who enjoys reading, I have a hard time with Stephen King because it's like, dude, I've been reading for 4 hours, and I think I've passed a minute of time in this book. Like, it's hard, man. I have a hard time with
it. We're trying to get some friends to watch the movie Misery though, because that's a great Stephen King story.
Great movie. If you're into psychological thrillers, one of my best friends of all time, he has a book series out. It's available on Amazon. The first one's called Monarch. Absolutely phenomenal book. I've known him since I was like 10 years old. Me and him we go back like car seats, man. I've known him for a long time.
I'll read it if you go watch a movie. And then if you don't do it, then you get to tell your friend that, hey, I can't convince people to read your book because I won't go see a movie. Okay.
I'm going to go see a movie, and then I'll send you a link for Monarch.
Hell
the second one's already out too. That's the one I'm in the middle of right now. His third one out, which is gonna end the series. That one comes out later this year. So I'm trying to finish up book number 2, and then that one will come out, and then I'll finish up. Pretty cool. His name's Eric Fox. If anybody is interested, wants to support one of my best friends of all time, Monarch.
What we can do to fade out, poor Paul. Sorry, Paul. Seeing your comment out. Do you think the Rams will draft the linebacker? We're cutting out soon. If you did not catch the early part of the show, I think the first like 30 minutes we talked about linebacker. I think. Yeah, I think it was about Omar Spates and what they can do. Talked about Jake Galday. So if you're able to skim back to the beginning, we're past and we're about to cut out here. Yeah, sorry. But give me Lemon Rilla, Lemon Season. Yeah. Again, same thing. Wide receiver like 30 minutes ago.
I can't wait for the stupidest, not stupidest. That's not the right word I want to use. The corniest journalists for whoever drafts Lemon, where they're gonna put out headlines like, "And that's not a lemon." Like, it's gonna be super dumb. It was like, "Oh, turns out he wasn't a lemon." Clever.
You're very happy with it, aren't you?
No, that's my. I almost feel like I'm doing an
Look.
Adam Ray impression there. It's weird.
Look, man, this is what you're missing. And I don't care how you want to fade out, but the fact you won't go see movies, you're missing. I just pulled up a list of some of the best movies last 10 years.
Okay.
It shouldn't be the first one you mentioned, but I do love them. The Spider-Man movies are awesome.
I
They're
saw the
super
first
fun.
one.
You talking about Tobey Maguire?
Yeah.
No. I'm
That
talking,
is,
bro.
that's
Baby,
the most.
oh, baby girl. Baby girl.
That's the most recent
Honey.
superhero movie I've seen.
Jeez, you don't have to be a Marvel head like I am, but
I'm not. They're all just the same damn movie, and I can't do that. They're all
again,
the
you're
same
just
structure.
suspending reality to just have some fun. No, Spider-Man movies are awesome. Yeah, Pacific Rim is just another one of the where it's like nonsensical fun. I love Pacific Rim. It's such a good movie. Some like genuinely good movies. Sinners last year, watched it like 3 times. It's a lot really fun movie. That was great. I love all the Creed movies. Did you watch any of those?
No,
God, and it's the sports too. It's boxing. What are we doing?
it is. Yeah. You know what's funny too is like there's been movies I've wanted to see, and I still just don't. I'm not a movie guy, man. That's like my one of my biggest things in media entirely is movies. I just have a hard time with them. I just don't care.
Blade Runner was fun. Let's see. Yeah, Dune 1 and 2 is like that's 6 hours of just
No, I'm good.
greatness
But
that you're
if a movie's
never gonna get
runtime
back.
is 3 hours or more, I'm for sure out.
Watch your mouth. You're wrong.
Yeah, I know. I'm absolutely right. That's why Avatar sucked. Because it's like, all right, we get it. You're taking over the place. We freaking
I'm
move
out.
the story along. Jesus.
I'm out on Avatar. I'm not a I don't know what it is.
Dude.
Let's see. Her's good. Parasite, Nightcrawler. There's so many good movies you're just missing, man.
I mean,
Oppenheimer.
I've heard of that one.
What?
And it's funny that the only reason I know about that movie is because of the other one that it came out with at the same time, and I just remember a bunch of memes about it.
I don't know what to say to you, man.
Yeah. I don't know what you want I don't know what to say to you, dude. Like,
what about The Martian? Did you watch The Martian?
I don't know what that is.
And then the last movie you watched is like my least favorite football movie of all time.
You didn't like Draft Day?
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's bad. That's why it's so fantastic.
What is that's what we can go on. I think we've done it before, but whatever. Best football movies or shows or best movies or shows.
Give me Heaven Can Wait.
Cheating.
Freaking nailed it. Let's go.
I'm cheating right now, just in case there's one.
I'm pandering. Okay.
In case there's something that you pull up that I don't even know what it is. Mine is always Friday Night Lights, man. Friday Night Lights is so awesome.
That's a great
movie
flick.
so much.
Give me The Replacements.
Damn it.
Shane Falco, dude, playing it. What is it? What do they call it? It's not M&T Bank Stadium, but it's wherever they play. And that was supposed to be Washington, even though it was Baltimore. Whatever.
Oh, bro. The kicker smoking a cigarette on flicking a cigarette before he lines up a kick.
So dope, dude.
Like, all right, Sebastian Janikowski.
Love that.
Give me any given Sunday. Steaming Will and Beaven, baby.
Legendary. All right, give me the Remember the Titans. I love that one, man. It's like, can't you see the resemblance? I love that stuff, man. It's like, that's my brother.
Up there with bad movies that I did not like. Underdog Story or It's American Underdog, right?
American
Kurt
Underdog.
Warner. That was a rough watch.
Are you ready? Have not seen it.
What?
I have not seen American Underdog.
I watched it on a flight, and it's just like,
Wow.
oh, cool, oh, awesome. It's about Kurt Warner. It's a Kurt Warner
That's
story.
my first pick, man.
It's very it's a God, what is that? It's like a Hallmark movie. It's kind of what it is.
Oh, I kind of figured. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I've got my own very unpopular opinions when it comes to that entire topic as far as being a Rams fan. And let me think here. Let me think. You said shows also.
Yeah.
So give me let's go with one that I've seen recently. Give me Chad Powers.
I haven't watched
Not
it.
very good. Not very good. But I did finish the first season. I will continue watching it, but it's only fine. I think it got me. It's the second Haley Welch showed up. I was like, all right, this is bogus. Got it.
Hold on. Since we're doing this, what the fuck am I looking at? I looked up like football movies just to see what else is out there. What is 80 for Brady? What is this?
80 for Brady. No clue.
Dog, what are we talking about?
Oh, dude, freaking Longest Yard
movie. Produced by former NFL quarterback Tom Brady, inspired by a true story. It focuses on 4 lifelong friends who traveled to watch Brady and his Patriots play in the Super Bowl. Starring Guy Fieri. What is this?
Are we gonna have to do a stream where we watch this?
Hey. If you ever pull up to my house and you're trying to watch, take some vegetables and watch something, we're putting this on.
Deal.
Hey, babe, go get my film.
Dude, we got to figure that out anyway because I'm trying to get to some games this year. So I need to see the what do you call your studio, by the way? The pond or something?
Don't antagonize me. Jane Fonda is in this movie. Don't change the topic. I'm struggling to understand this.
You're wrapping your brain way too hard around this thing right now. This is the sheriff station. That's why I'm asking. Is that the pond?
Oh, this is the stream, baby. This is where we come to replicate. It's where we come to procreate. Yeah.
Okay. The fishbowl. Yeah. I like that.
The fishbowl.
80 for Brady. All right. Can we make an agreement that we will not watch that without each other?
I kind of want to watch this now.
We at least need to do it on a stream. We can do a reaction. Maybe that can be a Patreon episode where we react to 80 for Brady.
I'm gonna keep it real. I need to send a canary down to mine. If anybody in the chat is willing to watch this and report back.
No, we need to do it. I'm telling you, man, let's make that a Patreon episode where we watch 80 for Brady and react to it. And then we can watch all the Rams movies. We can watch Heaven Can Wait. We can watch American Guy, whatever that one is.
American Underdog was a rough one. All right, let's get out of here. We're done.
Okay. This has been absurd.